Hi, hello, this is Maria. Well, I thought I would pop in because I got really inspired today. So for the first time since March, I went back in person to my corporate wellness client. I've been working with them once a month, for at least 2 years now, and he's actually maybe 3 years, close to 3 years or more. And it's been great. I've been seeing the company grow, from the 4 or 5 employees that they started with to now many more. And it was great to have that in-person connection again. It was like the owner says, when I ask folks to tell me 3 things they're grateful for as we're stretching, the founder and owner of the company says, I'm grateful for getting a little bit of our life back. And he says, you're the first one to kind of come back over here and give that spirit of outsider in. So I was very happy to be there. I was very excited this morning to go. I had prepared a great session for them, and so I will share a little bit of it because I thought it was fantastic. And first of all, what I do with each session is unique that I do with this folks. Today there was 10 of them in person. They have more employees, but not all of them were there. A lot of working remotely, but it was great to have those 10 folks in there. So I did several exercises as far as from a little bit of stretching, 10-15 minutes of that, and then we go into more like an emotional thing. I think that has been a while since March, right? And it's always good, to bring the connection back. So my theme with this organization, and that's part of what they want as well, is, to create a robust team where they can trust each other, they can feel vulnerable, so they can grow together stronger and stronger. And I give kudos to the owner who brought me very early stages of their company in. So I'm very grateful to be there and be part of their journey. So part of the exercise that I did with them was, maybe you've seen me speak about this, maybe not. This wasn't the first time for them either. By the way, is it 22 emotions, that will give you a clue where you stand, where you are, and where possibly you would want to be. So in this over here, we have a lot of laundry list of somewhat negative thoughts, right? That you're actually not manifesting good things in your life. From the worst, which is fear, grief, depression, to worry, blame, discouragement, the list goes on until it passes through the 7 most powerful ones where you're manifesting great things in your life, from hopefulness, optimism, faith, and so on. I'm not going to share too much about this because I want to get to the point. So I asked them to write, how they have been feeling, especially focus on the last couple weeks or so. And I wrote it down on a whiteboard as they're telling me. And this group, they've been very comfortable with me. So, or we are with each other, I want to say. And so there is no judgment, obviously. There is no threatening language. It's really an open place that we listen, that we provide feedback if the person wants feedback. And my role is to lead that environment and to bring those questions and to push the envelope a little bit, because this kind of conversations are not happening on their lives and most people's lives on a daily basis. Not many organizations are allowing this to happen either. So anyway, they wrote down, and let me tell you, it was, a lot of negative thoughts and emotions, from frustration, fears, depression, overwhelm. They had, doubts and worries and concerns, but then there was a lot of good too. Some of the people have, got into being more positive. They're being more, appreciation and gratitude. I think this was a good time for a lot of the folks there to also feel that appreciation for life, for their health, and for being, for coming through and thriving in a way during this pandemic that we're in, right? So anyway, so after that, my exercise was part of, okay, how about you guys write down on a piece of paper anonymously, what do you need support with? And the support is especially coming from the negative side of this sheet, more towards the positive. And I asked them also to focus, especially give more focus into their physical, their mental, and their emotional wellness, because that will help them at their job and also at home. It's all about the self-worth and selfishness in that case, a good selfishness, right? So after they wrote all down, we collected little pieces of paper, and no names or nothing, I started answering. So I had time to answer about 5 of them in person. It was a great session. We worked on other stuff as well, but this was part of the exercise. The 2 hours that I was there, this was one segment. And so I'm going to share with you here the questions. And what I'm going to do is I cover a few of them live, and providing some feedback, engaging other people to provide their feedback, their experiences, to hopefully help the person who had the question or needed the support, right? Not that they asked the question, but also, I provided my feedback from my experience as well. So it was a very insightful session. So what I'm going to do is every day I'm going to go into my Facebook page, not here in my personal, but in my Facebook page, and I'm going to address one of these questions every day. So I think, hey, this is an example of 10 folks, right? 10 individuals who are in the workforce, for the last few months. They were a couple months, they work from home, and they've been back. And like the owner said, I'm the first person kind of bringing life back to the company again. So I think that it would be helpful maybe, for some of you to hear my thoughts and some of the things that I'll share, out of the 5 questions that we discussed as a team over there. So you never know. Sometimes, a different perspective, that's how I think, is giving us the space to be open and to hear and to listen and to be, to trust, around us that, okay, maybe there is something I can do to improve the situation. So the first 5 that actually I was able to cover in not any specific order was, this one person says, I need financial support. Another question or another support somebody else had was, needs support with their fellowship, actually for even movement or even exercise and meditation and prayer. So how can it be supported to improve that in their lives? Another question was, they need support in an emotional area which brings the team closer. And I assume over here that the team was in the office team, but hey, a team could be a family, right? A team could be a sports team. Team could be like the office, and could be different teams in the office, right? So we discussed that too. Great conversations in all these. Then another person said, needs support to be more calm, great discussions on that too, and to be more positive. Support to be more positive during this hard time. So I addressed those 5 in person, but I will, in the next, I guess 10 days, since I have 10 of these, I'm going to be sharing a few things with y'all. So, and also what I'm going to do as well for the company, since I have 5 over here that I didn't address with them in person, since I'll be recording this, I will send to them my feedback as well, so they can share me in person next month. We can go dive a little bit deeper if they want to. So here's another one. Needs support, on trusting others, to have faith again. That's really good. Needs support, in their prayers. Another is needs support with their mental health, with some type of therapy, including movement, exercise. I think these people have me there. And yes, I don't spend a lot of time exercising. We do a few things, together on that. Always there is movement in our sessions, but not too long. Once in a while, I get a little deeper, but that's not the case, every time. That's not the case every time. Then another one is, needs support with getting more peace of mind, physically and emotionally every day, right? And then the other one over here, this fellow or fella, I guess, he wrote down all the things that he kept the same piece of paper to saying the emotion that he's going earlier in the emotions. He went from the anger, frustration, worry, doubt, trust, overwhelm, guilt, those are all the kind of, not manifesting great things into his life. Then he had a couple things that were good: appreciation and hopefulness. And to him, what makes this fellow very happy, he wrote down, is money. Money makes him very happy. And he writes, period. And says, I'm going to look, I need help, and I'm going to look for other sources that can actually make loads of cash, and he will be fine. So, hey, knowing what you want, and what you deserve is a great step, right? So my job, my commitment to you over here is to kind of go and dive into those little questions over here and provide some of my feedback and share with you. So go and head out to my Facebook page. I'll be doing that starting tomorrow. I'm not going to take too much of the time in the sessions, just to provide some thoughts, food for thought, like I said, and that might inspire you to take some action that will bring more of these great things into your life. Maybe you resonated with some of these 10 questions. Maybe it might serve you or a family member, a friend. So I'll also, once I record this live, I'll be putting that on my YouTube channel. So you're welcome to subscribe to that, so you get alert when you when I post a video. Okay. So anyway, I just want to pop in and say, look, folks, what I shared with these folks today was, we have to have compassion, a lot of compassion during these hard times. And, there's multiple views, there is, multiple perspectives. We all come from a different background. And I think, our emotions have been intensified, during the last several months. And some folks got their emotions intensified even more during the elections. Hopefully, thank goodness we're over that, right? Whatever the result is, the result is now, and which we have our results, we passed that through. Now let's unite and go for a better place to live over here. There is always room to be better. That's why I say that. I love being here in the United States. So I'm grateful for being in this country. So the goods and the best, I'm take it all. I can always go back home to Brazil, but that's not where my heart is right now, quite yet. Although my family's there, my heart goes and expands to them that way. But anyway, remember, right? When we're going through conversations, when we're going through this potential arguments, step back a little bit and have compassion, to yourself, and also to the fellow ones around. Everyone has a different background, and everyone is going to come with a different baggage. I'm not saying that is positive or negative. I'm just saying that's another way to say, background. I call baggage, okay? And I have my own. I'm sure you have your own. And our responsibility as adults, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, is to take time out. And that's what I told those folks too, is to take time out to say, hey, where I'm at, take a time out to assess where I'm at and where I want to go. And what do I need to get there? That's going to give us some perspective, some goals, so we can actually move the needle a little bit. And part of this exercise was to help them move the needle, right? To get thoughts out, to get their worries out, to be able to share as much as they wanted, in with their words, with each other there, their thoughts in a non-judgmental, threatening environment where everybody's willing to listen and respect each other's opinion. So anyway, I start seeing you tomorrow on my page or my YouTube over there when I post this stuff. And if you have any questions in the meantime, if you have any other questions that you have interest to hear my feedback, I'm here for you. You can always reach me at bfabbu.com. There you have my email, have my phone number. That phone number is also, you can text me. You can schedule a complimentary session for us to chit-chat about your health and wellness. And remember, there is no wealth without health. So take care of yourself and bless you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.